Hello, am I audible to you all now?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Okay, great. Thank you. Good evening, Miss Jyoti. Good evening, Mr. Ravi. Good evening, Miss Preeti. Great. Yeah, everything seems to work perfectly well here. There was some issue with the previous link. Thanks for waiting patiently. Okay, so let's get started. I think we won't be able to cover the last topic, that is flowcharts today. We'll try to cover that up tomorrow. So let's get started. We have very small topics today, so it should not take us much to cover all of them, but we will see it with a fresh perspective. Although the topics look very simple, we will see them all in broader range, and we'll try to understand other things around that simple topic. So let me just share my screen. So what do we have today? We are going to talk about the computer care and safety from grade 1. Then we'll be covering something about notepads, and we talk about Google Maps. We discuss different file types, online shopping, and flowcharts. We will carry it forward to tomorrow because it's an important topic and we cannot rush through it. I'm going to show you a lot of AI based flowchart making apps, not just limiting to what is there in the textbook. So we will be building one real world project using an AI based app. So we'll do that tomorrow. Yeah, I'll just open grade 1. And before that, let's have our usual thing, a quick quiz for you to drop yes or no. So it would be great if some of you can also put on your video so that I can actually smile. Previously somebody had messaged me that, Madam, please smile a little bit in the classroom. It feels like I've been recorded with no audience because nobody is switching on their video. I don't know whom to smile at. So I need reason to smile. Please switch on some of you if the video, if possible. I would be glad to see your faces as well. Yeah. Okay, just like a regular quiz that we're going to have. You can drop in your answers in the chat window. This is beyond the textbook because we are all teachers. We cannot stick on to the same basic things. So, on the topic computer care and safety, we are just going to learn more about the computer itself, the parts and other things. Okay. So, the first question is you just have to type this or that. The first question, SDD or HDD, which storage device has no moving parts? SDD or HDD, which storage device has no moving parts? You can drop in your answers in the chat window. SDD or HDD, which device will have no moving parts? Yeah. So many of you have written as STD, Miss Archana, Miss Shruti, Miss Preeti. Yes, the answer is SDD. It does not have moving parts. It uses flash memory, and that's how it's super fast and tough. So whereas HDD, hard disk drive, uses spinning mechanical disks, it is slower and it makes noise, but it gives us more storage space with less money. That's the difference between solid state drive STD and hard disk drive. So STDs won't have any mechanical moving parts. All right. So the next question, antivirus or firewall, which protects a computer from malicious software? Antivirus or firewall, which protects a computer from malicious software? Ms. Jyoti says firewall, antivirus or firewall, which protects a computer from malicious software. So two of you have said firewall, but the answer is antivirus. It is antivirus that keeps any malicious software running into your system. Okay, great. So the next one, UPS or CPU, which keeps a computer running during a power cut? Very obvious, UPS or CPU, which keeps a computer running during a power cut? So anonymous answer, UPS, undoubtedly, just to wake you up all. Great. So another question, backup or recovery, which should happen first? Backup or recovery, which should happen first? So many have been replying backup. Yes, again, it's very obvious. We need to first have a backup. Only if we lose, then there is something we try for recovery. Yeah. So one last question here. Strong password or face recognition, which is still the foundation of cybersecurity? Strong password or face recognition, which is still the foundation of cybersecurity? Miss Rekha, Miss Jyoti, Miss Archana, everybody are saying strong password. Yes, it is strong password. Although we have face recognition being adapted in many places, but strong password still has its own place in cybersecurity, and it's the fundamental thing. All right, great. So let's get started. I'll quickly run through the pages that we have in the book for the topic computer care. Yeah. Is my screen visible? Yeah. Is my screen visible to you? Can somebody unmute and let me know?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So computer care and safety, a small topic for first grade students. So these are very important. All of these look very silly, simple, not worthy having a place in the book, but they are very important because if we see this, these instructions are not just for kids, it's for us adults as well. For example, maintaining the posture. making sure our back is straight, and screen adjustment, taking regular breaks, so stretching regularly and blinking often. So when all these things comes from teachers, and students tend to take it seriously than parents telling them. So let's imbibe all these things to students at early in their age. So these are very simple here. We don't have a lot of things to be, especially I just want to take you to this segment. Keeping it clean, nobody thinks of it. They just use, shut it off, and they don't even shut down. They just move around. So keeping it clean has to be taught. And not using on Sundays, especially kids tend to hook on to laptops or tabs of mobile phones. So we should let them know that there is a heating process that happens that will age the devices. So the devices naturally will start behaving weird if it gets overheated. So we need to avoid, and especially handling with care is very important. They don't know the value of things because it's easy that they get all these devices, unlike our times. So the whole attitude is presented in the way they carry it. So we need to tell them to be careful about it and value those just as any other thing. And this is very important. Avoid eating and drinking near the computers, which they often tend to do. All of us millennials have got this digital devices as a great way to find time from kids, uh, for ourselves to do some of the work when they are engrossed in doing some other task on their phone and laptops. So they eat, they drink, they are just engrossed, and we are not bothered because we have our own things to do. So that should not happen. Strictly, they should have discipline in working with computers and system. So best way to tell students is that at this age they sit very few hours in front of computers, but as they grow up, it's the only thing probably they will be doing from for many hours in a day when they work. So all these practices, sitting straight, keeping it clean, cleaning it often. Even elders also won't clean laptops very often. Very few people I see, they have a separate kit to clean their systems. Most of us are just, until it's evidently dusty or evidently it's bad, in a bad condition, we don't maintain. So all these are required even for adults. Not eating, as even we tend to do during lunch break, we try to prepare something on our laptops, question paper or whatever, while eating. So children pick up whatever we do. So there's no point in telling them not to do, and we do it because we can handle it nicely. So discipline spares nobody. We need to actually practice these before we preach these. So shutting down the system is very important. We should tell them. Parents assume that the kid must have learned in the school, and the school teachers assume that the kids must have been taught by their parents, and in between, they are not doing these processes, shutting down, especially. They just close the laptop and think it's over. So we need to just teach them all of this. It's a simple topic, nothing much to debate upon. All of us clearly agree. So let's move to the next one. Before we move to the next one, I have a question to all of you. Yes, Miss Jyoti, exactly. Even we do that because we don't have time and we are confident that we are elders and we don't spill anything on laptop, but it does happen. Yeah, sure. Okay. So the next topic is Notepad. Before I move on to this, I want you to tell me why this topic specially needs a space in the textbook. Why should the kids learn something called Notepad? There are so many nicer things, right? Is it an outdated syllabus, or why should one learn notepads? Can you give me your answers, your perception? I want to start from there. A lot of them have this question. What is the use of notepad? Are we teaching it only because it's in the syllabus, or it is intentionally included in the syllabus? For for some right reason, I want to hear. So please drop in your answers or unmute yourselves and speak up. Please tell me why Notepad should have a space in the textbook, computer textbook. Yeah, Miss Jyoti has messaged because kids will nicely understand about keys on the keyboard and their usages. Yes, perfect. So there is a nice way to introduce them to typing. What is meant by nice exactly? I'm waiting for a word. I know what she said is right, but do we mean to say there are no other nicer ways to make them practice typing? Okay, they can increase their typing speed. Okay, any more answers? Okay, Miss Preeti says it helps them practice typing, create and edit simple text files, and improve basic computer skills. Yes. Yeah. So the thing is, when the kids are first introduced to typing, we don't want a lot of distraction with too many buttons. We know how uh, distracted this generation kids already are. So it's a clean way to focus on typing, writing, and file management. They learn creating a simple file, saving it, typing it, and that is one reason. There is no distraction. It's just like writing in a notebook in the classroom. Are there any buttons to the notebook? Are there any colors? Are there anything else to be filled in the notebook of the classroom that they use in the classroom? No. So the core focus is on learning, reading, writing, typing. So it majorly serves as avoiding distraction when they learn it. So students should not get distracted with multiple options, buttons, although the current version of Notepad has some additional features compared to the older ones. But still, it's a simplistic way, no distractions. Kids focus on reading, typing, the sentence formation, improving the speed of typing, all of this. That is the basic intention. Okay. Going ahead, what more things? Technically, how is it used? Even elders use Notepad. I'm saying it, elders use Notepad in whatever professions, IT profession or any cybersecurity professional or even web developers, they use Notepad. Can you give me more answers to as how Notepad helps them? I want you to drop in your answers or unmute yourself and answer. How does it help professionals or adults? Notepad. For kids, yes, to improve focus, to avoid distractions and focus only on typing, reading, writing, saving files. Yeah. For elders, it is to write the code. Okay. Instead of hard copy, I mean, stationery, they use Notepad. Yeah. So the way elders use, you all develop HTML pages, right? For that, we use Notepad. So all the website developers, the initial skeleton or whatever they make, there is no replacement for HTML yet. So it's very easy to create a web page using Notepad in HTML. If you just save a Notepad text file as .html, your web page is ready, the basic web page. So HTML files, to create HTML files, we need notepads. We still rely on them. And apart from that, there is also something called log files that software IT people use. Imagine uh, a banking app, if it fails, a banking app, when it fails, an IT person who is handling or IT department who are just taking care of that app, transactions and everything, if they want to know when exactly it failed, then every software will have this mechanism to update the status of the performance of the software. So there will be some log files created timely, where it will, if they see those log files, they are simple plain text files which are generated, um, time to time, where the IT people will get access to the log files and say when the app failed and what led to failure. They will get all the details from that log file, and then they fix the issue. So simple text file, even they don't need anything. I'll just show you the log files. Share my screen. So even in IT, software management, when there were mobile apps or something, I'll just show you these images. Okay, so there are log files like this, which are created. So such files will be, there is some log timing begin at, certain date, time, whatever is been running in the backend, there will always be such log files generated. The base of that is Notepad. So when something fails, they go here and check where it failed, what happened, and it's easy for them to fix that error, technical glitch. In IT operations, so you can see here, log files are useful to many different teams, including IT operations, uh, development and operations called DevOps. So IT analysts, hackers, penetration testers, all of them use log files. And also, there are different files such as CSV, JSON, and if we have to see them in their actual form, we use Notepad. So I'll just show you what a CSV file is. Yeah, just give me a time. CSV files and JSON. CSV files are comma separated files. I'll just open any random file, industry, business. Yeah, I'm trying to open that file. So here, if I open this directly, it's a MacBook, but if you download CSV file on your laptop and then open it, just a minute. If you open this in Excel, you will get in column. Mine is a MacBook, it has all different things. So I have downloaded a CSV file, meaning comma separated value. Each value in the data is separated by a comma. So I just, if you open that in the Notepad, you will see how it is saved. So all the CSV files, you can open it through Notepad and see them differently. And JSON files, they make use of Notepad, simple notepads. I will just go to downloads. I think we downloaded a CSV file. If you see, open with text edit is the Notepad version. I mean, text edit is the Notepad alternative in MacBook. So I'm just showing you through that. If you see that, so here you don't have any comma separated value. These are just columns they have given, but actual CSV files, I just need to download. I'll do it from Kaggle. So if you've not heard of Kaggle, Kaggle is a website where you can download all types of data sets of all the file types. So I'll just sleep versus GPA. I will just download the data here. This is the data you can see. The Kaggle is a website where we get all the types of data to be downloaded for the projects, any domain, anything. This is college sleep versus the GPA, CSV files. If you see in industry, all the files, most files are saved in the form of CSV, comma separated values. So these are the columns: student ID, study, university, semester, cohort code, and so many things. These are all the rows. I'll download this. For any of your student projects, you can always open a Kaggle account and use the data sets free of cost from there. I will just open this CSV with text edit. If you can see here, this is a column name: student ID, study, university, semester. These are columns. The same file, if you open it on Excel, it will show it in table form. And the same file, if you open it with Notepad, you will see all in the comma separated value. You can see every value is separated by a comma. So including the column names. The first, you know, the first line of things here separated by a comma, first line of data is all column, and here onwards it's all the rows, comma separated files. So to open and store all these, the files are not stored in Excel formats. They are all in this CSV format. Uh, in the server, they are stored in this way. CSV formats help the best in good storage of huge data in industries, comma separated values. So if you open the CSV file in Excel, you won't find a difference. It will look like an Excel sheet. But if you open those files, CSV files using Notepad, then this is the view that you get. So for all these, and there are also JSON files, JavaScript object notation, that is very much required for any app that we develop. So all those, they are opened, they are processed, they are used, they are checked using notepads and uh, WordPad. So notepads are extensively used, although they don't have a main screen importance, but in the backend they help a lot. Their simplicity, they're just one blank page which has nothing, helps a lot. So yeah, the reasons are many. So now I think we know why we need to still continue teaching Notepad, right? Can we just summarize, all of you? Can we just put the pointers as different places where notepads are actually helpful? It's not just a dummy subject or dummy topic in the book. It is actually helpful. So can you please put down some points in the chat window now, summarizing where notepads are used? Just one or two words in a point. Mention the points one by one where Notepad is still meaningful and how it helps. Because if we remember, we will be able to teach the students and convince the students that it is an important topic. Yeah. Ms. Pooja says bank log files in the format of CSV, it stores large data. Yes, IT sectors for web page development. Right. So these are all yeah, Ms. Preeti has nicely written for programming, for web development, for system administration, education, office work, data entry, note taking, troubleshooting, software development. Yes, so it has extensive utilities. So it's not just an outdated topic in the book, it is basic and still relevant, very important. They keep using in all different ways as they grow up. So for kids, it is just to avoid distraction and focus on typing, and make creating a file, saving it, storing, file management is something that they learn. And all these are inbuilt. Notepad is it comes along with the operating system. They need not install it separately. Yeah. So great. So let's move to the next topic. Before that, we'll take a break of 5 minutes. It is 5:56. We will come back in 5 minutes and go to the next topic. We'll take a short water. Okay, welcome back, all of you. Let's resume the session now. We just discussed about Notepad, and there is something more to be known with respect to notepads. So we will learn it through our quiz. So just make a fair guess, or if you know, understand already, you can type in your answers. Yeah. So these questions are related to Notepad. Just type in the answers in the chat window. TXT or DOX. Which file opens faster on almost any computer? TXT or DOCX? Which type of file opens faster on almost any computer? Yeah. Ms. Jyoti has replied as TXT file. Any more answers? Any more guesses? Or you have any understanding? Please type in. Which type of file opens? Ms. Aisha says .txt. Ms. Preeti says .txt. Mr. Mohammed Imran says doc. Yeah, the answer is TXT. TXT file, which comes from your notepad, the output of a notepad, it opens lot faster. That's another reason why they use all these plain text files to check the logs when some app is disrupted, when app is not functioning properly. They immediately open these log files which are in the TXT formats and try to fix the errors. Okay. So the next question, Notepad or MS Word, which consumes less memory? Notepad software or MS Word, which consumes less memory? Yes, it is Notepad because it's very evident. MS Word is a big package. It has so many options. It has so many features, whereas Notepad is a simple one. So that's another reason it occupies lesser memory. So if you want to just you build a big software where you want to enter the log of all those failure points or operations, updating it, why would you want to load a software like MS Word on top of another software app just to track all that? In that, it will consume a lot of memory which is not required in any app. So that's the reason the notepads are still having their own values. So it comes very handy. And the whole exercise, what we are doing now is to reinforce that Notepad is a valuable piece of uh, simple software even today. Because in the previous year when we were having training, certain teachers, they had this question, this is so outdated, why do they even put topics like Notepad in schools? So then I had to spontaneously uh, explain it. But now I thought, even if nobody asks, I should show the importance of Notepad. Because once you know its importance, the kind of seriousness you get in delivering it to students, it becomes, it goes to a next level. So hope you're all convinced with the importance of Notepad now. Yeah. Another question. Script or spreadsheet, which is commonly edited in Notepad? Script or spreadsheet, which is commonly edited in Notepad? Script or, yeah, very obvious. It is script. The answer is script. Yes. Last question. UTF-8 or ASCII. UTF-8 or ASCII? Which one of these is text encoding? UTF-8 or ASCII? Which one? Okay, many have written ASCII, UTF. I asked UTF-8 and ASCII code. So the answer is both. Both ASCII and UTF are encoding, text encoders, but ASCII is an older one. UTF-8 is a latest one. There are some technical differences, but both of them are meant for encoding the text. Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next topic now. In the third standard, we have used Google Maps. We all know Google Maps. Yes, it's not a new thing, but we will just discuss on what is given in the textbook and how exciting we can make it for the students. And in the book, in the textbook, we have not shown the mobile app version. We have shown the web app desktop version of the Google Maps, which is also available, which is limited to some extent. But since the schools cannot have mobile phones to teach them all, we just thought it's an important topic to be included. That's why we just had it. Meanwhile, I want you to find out which is the alternative, Indian alternative to Google Maps, which is an app which is Indian alternative to Google Maps. Please type in. Yeah, Ms. Archana has rightly said, and also Ms. Preeti, it is Mapples, Map My India. That is the alternative one to Google Maps. So it's all the distribution, the marketing that creates an impact. Today, when we say maps, the first thing that comes to our mind is Google Map, whereas map has a whole very different meaning that we grew up seeing as kids. So, but now anybody says switch on the map or share the map, it's assumed that it is Google. That's the power of marketing, you can see. There are many other alternatives to it, but Google Maps have become so famous first because they got the first mover advantage, and then they offer it for free of cost, and they're everywhere, and people have been using it day in, day out. So that's the reason the Google Maps is considered to be the only map. There are many other alternatives to it. So I'll share my screen. Yeah, is my screen visible? Yeah, please somebody unmute and let me know.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. So Google Maps, we are using the desktop version. We're not asking them to get their phones, or teachers are not made to use their phones and show it in the classroom or in the lab. So we need to first take it through it. That map doesn't mean Google Map. That is the core learning. They need to understand this very well, because being updated with latest things gives an edge, but not knowing the history or not knowing the base of what a map is still incomplete. So we need to tell them what is a map and what is Google Map app. So it's in third standard. So open the browser. They should also know what a browser is. So first we have given them the questions. How can you find a way to go to a city or place where you have not seen before? These days the kids will obviously they will say Google Maps. Just ask them uh, a question. Imagine you don't have a phone, you don't have internet, you end up being in some unknown land. Now what do you do? How will you find your way out to reach a place or go somewhere? Then drive their imagination from the base. Then they will be able to appreciate the offering better. So put them in a situation and make them think. Yeah. And then these are digital maps. So what is not a digital map, they should also know. Yeah. So we take them to the browser search bar and they click the Google Maps web version. Then the different features it has, they can explore. So we have just given one example, Red Fort, Delhi, and then they click on the location to and fro, different options they can explore here, the different layers, the different views. So map view, satellite view, traffic layer, transit layer, terrain layer, all these they can explore on the web app. Let us just try all of these. So this is the web version directly from the browser we access. So we hardly use Google Maps. I think most of us may not even have explored this option on our laptops. Yeah, so I'll just click. So it works, it gives different options, things to do. If we scroll, ATMs, transit parking, things to do, everything is available. The view is a little different. Layers. If you click on the layers here on the bottom, I'll just close this. Layers. So the terrain. First, I'll check the satellite view. If I click on the satellite view, this is how it appears. And get these are all contributed by users. We should note that we can also be active contributors to Google Maps, not just users. There are many ways in which we can contribute. Can somebody drop in the chat box as in what ways we can contribute to Google Maps, not just consume from it? What are the different ways? You can mention different ways in which we users can contribute to Google Maps. Yeah. What are the ways in which we can contribute? So Ms. Gauri has written that we can upload visited places, visit pictures that we visit. Yes, we can contribute. We can add new places. We can list new places. Editing information. We can just suggest whether the route we are traveling is under repair or is it clear. Perfect, Ms. Shruti. Yeah, we can also indicate such things if the road is blocked. We can also contribute. And any accidents, if there are any accidents, also we can indicate that. So let us try to be more of contributors also. Some people are genuinely interested in tech things. Usually the teenagers, the uh, people on the streets, they are interested to contribute. If you see quickly somebody updates. So let's not just be the passive users of whatever features are available. Let us also, yeah. Uh, Let us also be active contributors to Google Maps. Yeah, Ms. Jyoti is asking editing information. So I didn't get your question. If it is a question to me, then please make it clear. I didn't get it clearly. Yeah, Ms. Jyoti has also said that accident info. Yeah, so all these things we can update. I'm sharing my screen again. So we need to make them understand a current location, live location, different things. Other options that we can select, the modes of travel. So the blue dot is your current location. We need to give them the fundamentals of using that app. So street view. So many a times when we travel to different places, we book a hotel, we book rooms. We want to also ensure that the area surroundings are clear and neat. Sometimes only the hotel inside, whatever they have, the lobby, the rooms, they are all good. But if we see the surroundings are really bad. So when you're traveling, also ensure the surroundings are good, surroundings are decent. So using street view, you can always select the place of stay. That is how I use street views. And usually in the street views, all these information of vehicle numbers and personal, they are masked. They are not visible. If you see, I'll just go to some random street view, and if you happen to see some vehicles there on the street, you will see the numbers, plates, everything will be masked. You don't get to see any personal information or undesired information. It's just the view that you get to see. So browsing street views is important when you're deciding to book a place to stay or visit. So a section is allocated for Google Maps on phone. They can always go home and do these activities, but we just tell them that they already know. But we show the web application. We also take them to what conventional maps were. Yeah, so all the features, offline maps, we can download them when you have internet and use them when there is no internet. Turn by turn navigation with voice guidance, live location sharing, nearby feature with personalized recommendations, timeline view. So all these options are available. You can just tell them they are available. And some interesting activities are given. You are free to conduct this. And teachers activity manual and teachers guide, we have also mentioned as how we can make the activities interesting. So here we have an interesting caselet, that is a story, fictional story, where we talk about how we moved from paper maps to digital maps. So that is where we connect. Maps doesn't mean just digital maps. They meant something else. and they have evolved so much. We have come so far. So a short story will make them feel wondered about all this, a feel good thing or a wow factor for the students to see how far we have come in the concept of maps. Right. So this is it about Google Maps. Yeah, we'll move to the next topic, that is different file types. Before that, we'll have a short quiz. File types. It's very important for the students to understand that everything that they easily get access to, like videos, songs, images, these days, unlike our times where internet bandwidth was limited, it was expensive, where we checked every file format before we downloaded them. So we were hesitant to download movies because we know the file type and the space it occupied, and we knew for this particular file type this particular app will work. These days students don't give much attention to the file types because everything opens everywhere and it's all easy. So it's very important to make them slow down and see the things of different formats, different files. It's extremely important. So let's pay attention to that. I will just open that. And before that, we will have a quick quiz around the same. Okay. Let's finish the quiz for Google Maps or maps in general as well. So the question to you, GPS or internet, which actually determines your location outdoors? GPS or internet, which actually determines your location outdoors?
GPS.
Yes, exactly. It is GPS. Okay, another question. Latitude or altitude, which tells you how far north or south you are? Latitude or altitude, which tells you how far north or south you are? Right, very obvious, latitude, but some people tend to get confused even with left and right hand like that. They may also get confused with latitude, altitude. Yeah, so it is latitude which will determine how far we are from north or east. Altitude stands for the height, above sea level, height. Okay. Live traffic or history, which uses crowdsourced mobile data? Live traffic or history, which uses crowdsourced mobile data?
Live traffic.
Yeah, yes, Miss Dhanama, it is live traffic. Live traffic will determine that, not the history, because they say the number of phones being used there, whenever there is red line, it indicates there is heavy traffic, orange, yellow, blue line indicates it is clear in the map. So the red, yellow, all these appear with the data that is accumulated on that road, the number of users in how many people are using the phone there and their location. If it is all too many too many people stuck there for longer time, it adds to crowdsourced data that is live, traffic. It analyzes and tells us. It's not the history. Yeah. Another question. Geofencing or firewall, which creates a virtual boundary on a map? Geofencing or firewall, which creates a virtual boundary on a map?
Firewall.
So yeah, the answer is geofencing. It's not firewall, it is geofencing. So you can just understand it's a technology, location-based technology. It creates a virtual boundary around a real geographic word. You can explore more. So if somebody is crossing the borders and something, it will indicate. So geofencing it is. And then, yeah, one last question for you to answer. It's not choosing something. What is meant by digital twin in terms of map? Digital twin, you can search and answer what is meant by digital twin in the context of maps. Can somebody explain what a digital twin is? You can search on the internet, come back and try to explain. Two ways for same destination? Not exactly. It's a little deep technological term. It's not very simple to understand, but for now, you can just know that there is a concept called digital twins worth exploring. Yeah, Ms. Preeti has messaged a digital twin is a virtual copy of a real world object, place, or system that is used to monitor, analyze. Yeah, the definition looks like that, but what exactly it is in practicality, you can just explore it. It's not explainable in just 1 minute or two to understand. It's a technology in which things work. So I insist all of you to explore this concept of digital twins and how it helps, how it has been helping, uh, what it holds for the future. You may make your class interesting using giving them something more than that is there in the textbook. All right, let's move to the next segment now. That is different file types. The quiz now, PNG or JPG, which supports transparent backgrounds? PNG or JPG, which supports transparent backgrounds? Ms. Kausar says PNG. Ms. Dhanama PNG. Yeah. A lot of you are pretty clear that PNG is the format. That is any logo that we have, your school logo, if you want to design some collaterals for branding, marketing, we use this PNG format of the logo that comes with a transparent background. Yeah, the answer is PNG. Zip or RAR, which is an archive format? Which of these is an archive format? Zip or RAR? Yeah, the answer is zip files. Okay, next question. MP3 or WAV, which has better audio quality? MP3 or WAV, which has better audio quality? So we have mixed responses here, but the answer is WAV. It is, proven to have better audio quality compared to MP3, but we know MP3 a lot. Okay, now the question, CSV or JPG, which is mainly used for datasets? CSV or JPG, which is mainly used for datasets? So CSV, yes, fantastic. We just learned that CSV stands for comma separated value, which are extensively used in industries to store the data. Data sets are created in the comma separated value because they occupy lesser space. And they are used in almost all forms of all organizations as the way to store their data. Yeah. Great. All right. So let's move on to this file types. I will share my screen. Mm, Grade 4. We have different file types. Yeah. So we always start with questions for them to start pondering, not accept the things as they are. We drive them to the basics, fundamentals, make them think. And we talk about different files here. We start with dot txt. We should tell them that the extensions, always we should look at the extensions of a file, not the icon. Okay, there can be a JPG of this PDF, which is an image. It doesn't mean it's a PDF. Always we should look at the dot extension. So we should tell them that the type of file is always written after the dot. You may give any name to it before, but after the dot, whatever you get, that will be the type of the file. So dot txt, simple text file, dot docx, Microsoft, and dot pdf, where you can read but not edit easily. So they should understand these and usage, where text is used better than txt is better than pdf, in which cases pdf is better than others. All this they should be able to see. So image files, they come with jpg, png, gif, moving pictures. So they should understand the video formats, all the data formats. So we just know one prominent thing, that is MP4, but we should also make them aware of different formats like AVI, MKV. Audio files MP3 and .wav, better for better quality sound. So when they know this, when they are building the projects or when one type of file is stuck, they may think of an alternative way to do it. They know that if this is not working, then let's do this. So they should have options. So for compressing the files, it is .zip. So understanding in the folder drive, we have just kept, we have shown one audio file, which is .mp3. We emphasize on giving a name to it, check the dot and what follows after the dot. Then PDF, zip file, PNG, all of them, the file type you can check. So you can take them to a folder and see all the type file formats in the computer. So we have given this, how to check the file type. So go to that particular file, click on more options, properties, and they will be able to see the file type. These activities are must and should for students because the current generation students are really good on digital platforms and plug out internet from it, they don't know anything to do. So that's not a full fledged expertise. They're all half informed. So they need to understand all of these. So again, we have explained each file formats separately and you can go through them. You can see .aac files are commonly used in apps like Apple Music because they sound better than MP3 with a smaller file size. All the technical differentiation you can tell them. So different image files, compressed files. So, and this is something important, converting files online, one format to other format. Why should we convert the files? For saving the space. Suppose we are filling some elaborate form of government process. There they ask us to upload the file. If you upload the files as it is, then they may be too heavy. There is a photograph of 1 GB, which which is very heavy. It doesn't work well. So in that cases, we have to compress and then add them. So easy sharing certain file formats, zip for example, they are easy to transport or just share. Compatibility. So some apps work better with JPG, some work better with PNG. So we should always tell them that we should give an idea to the students that one file format can be changed to other file in the same alternatives in the same one. We need not always jump from MP4 to MP3. We can just change it from MP3 to WAV. So for better quality. So we can all give them that idea. So you can see we also have this point. We are all aware of zip files, but alternatives to it, we have .rar and .7z. They are also compression formats, but they work differently. So we choose them, we give them an activity to convert from PNG to JPG online. There are a lot of things involved, a lot of websites which give us free, and some websites they ask for mail ID. That is all ruled out. You cannot use because we need student mail ID. But anything which is freely available of certain size, certain limit, you can give a demo. So a lot of activities here of file conversions, which is very important for the uh, current generation students to explore. Yeah. So that is it about file formats. We'll just quickly run through the next topic, that is online shopping. We know that it's pretty easy, so let's cover that up. We will be taking understanding flowcharts to tomorrow. I have a lot more to show you. A lot of AI based flowchart generation apps wherein you can actually build practical flowcharts other than some meaningless things that we do from the textbook or curriculum, which just begins, but they cannot map their uh, thought patterns to practical level. So there are a lot of AI based flowchart creation apps wherein we will, in a live environment tomorrow, we will try to build them. So we'll take the topic for tomorrow. So today we'll just run quickly through online shopping. Yeah, they need to understand this term called e-commerce. They know Amazon, they know to buy on Flipkart, Amazon, Myntra, everywhere, but they don't know that they all come under the term called e-commerce, a blanket term called e-commerce. So we need to introduce them to that. So, and then give them example. So they understand where the umbrella term for it, e-commerce, something which can be shopped online without leaving their home. So a simple activity can be done. Let them not buy anything, but let them navigate through the process. Uh, take, let them choose the things, let them see the options, and then arrive at the checkout place and stop. We just stop where they have to place the order and where financials are involved. So, but all other options we can let them explore. And there is an activity which can be done at the home with the help of their parents or siblings. They might already be doing, but we are considering people who are not exposed to such things because Jeevandeep's periwinkle is spread out to every corner of the country and elsewhere. We cannot expect everybody to be doing well and have the ability to understand without school's help, because there are a lot of schools who are first generation school goers, English medium schools, but their entire family has not gone to school yet. They are the first generation to go to school. Even considering all that broad spectrum of students across India, we have given these activities. Yeah. So popular online stores. For the students who know it, they will just be happy to hear these names because they are trending. They want to be in that space. They want to behave like elders. They want to talk about this. So it still serves them. So Swiggy, Zomato, we can even trade food online these days, not just clothing or any material things. So what are the benefits? Don't reveal the benefits. Just you may want to just write it on the board. Now tell me what are the benefits of shopping online and what are the benefits of shopping offline. You can also put the entire class for debate. Why offline shopping is better and why online shopping is better. One team can take online, one team can take offline. Tell them that offline meaning going to the stores and buying, online meaning buying online. Let the students debate and put their opinions out. They will have fun. Don't show these directly. Before they open the books, have this debate in the classroom. Let them have fun, let them think, let them do the brainstorming activity, then reveal the things. Yeah, and the area where we have to be extra careful, the first few pages are just for excitement, fun, to be updated about all of this. But the next set of pages in of this chapter is about being very, very absolutely safe while shopping online. A lot of frauds have fraudulent transactions, fraudulent companies have come in. So always the best way to see is HTTPS, the green symbol which says it is secure. And if something is not secure, then do it. And these are very rare. Even fraudulent apps, they have got the security license and they operate it. So it's just one layer. It's not everything. Always read the reviews carefully. Any site which does not have real reviews, don't be tempted to buy from them. Forget about kids, even till today we fall prey for it. There are a lot of data leaks also that happen. Usually, no, in the month of April, that I had ordered from some new website, something in the pink colored dress. So before the actual dress arrived, the data was leaked. The site from which I bought is legitimate. They did ship the actual dress, but they had leaked the data to some other fraudulent, dealer. And they had, before this packet reached me, the legitimate one, they had sent that package. Although I had made cash on delivery because that's a new site. So what they did was they delivered it, and I just peeked into it. It was pink. So I paid it, I took it. When I opened it, I saw it was just a pink, same pink colored cloth, but it was not a dress. So where the data, again, once that happened, even on the day after 1 month, although I had not ordered anything, I got a call that there is an order being delivered at your doorstep from Meesho. So please pay it some 550 rupees or so and buy it. I mean, and I'm going to leave. I was very much aware that I had not ordered anything. So make it a practice, all of you at home, or have a list of things that you have ordered and tick mark that before, because you will be in office, you will be in the school, you will be somewhere, and they ask, your parcel is out, COD, you pay it and take it. Sometimes they ask OTP. If the OTP doesn't come, you are safe. And sometimes they even just say, do COD on this number, we will drop in. If I have ordered multiple things in that month, I don't even have the track of how many things I have ordered. I'll simply say yes and pay it. They won't be huge amount. They won't be 1000, 2000. It will be around 500, 400 range, but loss is a loss. So be very careful. In spite of we elders being well informed, still we fall prey to such things. It's extremely important to educate students about fraudulent uh, activities that happen. Be very, very careful about the data leak which is happening, especially this Meesho I have experienced. Many people in my acquaintance, they have also experienced this. The data is getting leaked and they get your order, the random thing comes. So be very careful. So always understand the return policy. This is another trap. Lot of online stores these days, especially in clothing, return policy you have to read. They will not give the return and exchange policy directly. You have to take roundabout uh, trip on the internet to find out their return policy. Lot of them lock in your money. They say, suppose you order. It happened with, I had ordered a plus size dress from a website where actually there are dresses for plus size people, extra large and triple XL, 4XL, and all that. I wanted to gift one of my friends. So I got it from that store. The return was there. I returned it, but the rules say that they won't give the cash back. It will come as a store credit. Now, what do I do with that? Store credit, nothing of that. So always ensure that if the return amount is coming back to my account, or it will get locked in as a store credit where I will have to buy something or the other. If there is nothing worth buying there, then no issues. Then there is no use at all. So please be very careful whenever you go to a new website. The very exciting dresses. This usually happens with women because we fall to temptations. We are compelled to buy that. That is not available in Mintra. So here it is. They are selling it. Let me check. We just go instinctively and buy something. We get locked in. That is a new kind of fraud. You're not supposed to lock in with store credit or anything for any reason. So be very careful. If they are saving it all as store credit, not letting your money come back to your account, that is still a way of fraud, is what I feel. Yeah, return exchange, all that they have to understand. Yeah. So from fifth standard onwards, we have these case studies, which are real world case studies. This is about 2015. Amazon for the first time launched Prime Day. And then it shot up so many orders that Amazon could actually not scale up the online process, their servers, it could not take the load of so many orders. So it was a 48-hour global shopping event, generated over $10 billion in sales, which was huge in any history of e-commerce. Promoting their product despite challenges, Prime Day saw record-breaking success. So such examples, if we add case studies, if we give, it makes students see them in a very practical sense and appreciate the topics much better. Yeah. So with this, we come to the end of the topics that we had planned for today. If you have any suggestions, if you want to express something, please do it. Just a minute. Okay. All this while I had not shared the screen. Oh, fine. I was assuming I had shared the screen. Anyways. So with this, we come to the end of the session. Before we leave, I just have a QR code for you to share your feedback quickly. I'll give 5 minutes. So with this feedback or whatever forms you fill in, your certificates will be generated. So if you don't fill this up, you will probably not get the certificate, because we saw that we are unable to account for the people who are not attending. They may also end up claiming the certificate. So this is the thing done. I will be sharing the QR code here. Just give me a minute. Please scan this and fill it up right away. I'll give 5 minutes. And only those who have filled this will be getting the certificates. Is my screen visible? So scan this QR code and then give your feedback, filling up your details. So we'll be doing this after every session, so that people who have attended the entire training session will only be receiving the certificate. Yeah, please finish filling the feedback form so that you receive your certificates. We will just wait for another 2 or 3 minutes. I'll keep it displayed. And for tomorrow's session, please try to log in from your laptops. We may have to try some things practically. I will give some time for you to practice the flowcharts, algorithms, and web application, building the web application, the projects that we have in the book. So it will be easy for you to get it done in the labs or in the classroom if you do that here once. So try to log in from your laptops tomorrow if you have. If not, then there is no option. If you have any suggestions, if you have questions, please feel free to ask or drop in the chat window. We'll wind up the session in another 2 minutes. So please feel free to ask anything that you want to. So tomorrow the session will be at 5 p.m. again. Today we had some issue with the link that we had shared. So tomorrow also 5 to 7 p.m. So PowerPoint and Canva, I just need to check the flow. Not here, I mean, not in tomorrow's session. Tomorrow's session will be covering flowcharts and web applications. There is something more. I think 4 to 6 p.m. It's a little difficult because we have to consider across India suitable time. Some people will not even have reached their home at 4 p.m. So considering that in cities especially, people will not have reached their home by 4 p.m. So we have kept it 5 to 7, considering all that. So tomorrow we have something more about presentation, mobile and web applications, and we also explore flowcharts in depth. Yeah, I'll just keep this displayed, the QR code, and people who have filled in the form, feel free to exit the session. We can connect tomorrow. Thank you so much. Thank you all of you for joining. So I kept it displayed for another minute or two. It's a very short form. Please fill it. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day tomorrow. Let's meet in the evening tomorrow. See you all.